What up, what up, what up? How y'all feeling, man? It's happy Monday, right? We back to the week and all that. Shout out to the whole Sorry Shoot podcast, the chat, the members, the mods, everybody on the way in. All right, y'all see the title. Mickey Factz exposes Aye Verb Day 2 Plague. I'm going to do a first listen live reaction with y'all. We're going to start there. It's not easy seeing the tweets and the text messages and the thumbnails going around like, he dropped. He said he's dropping 7 days straight and not click play on that bitch. But I got y'all, okay? I got y'all. So we're going to start there. What else do we got? After that, we got to go to Max B. We've touched on the Max B snitching allegations from his co-defendant, Pooh Sims, even after his girl came home and did the Vlad TV interview. And paperwork is going around. Some look fake, some look iffy, different types of angles and accusations. We got to touch on it again because now there's new paperwork once again going around about this fucking guy. He just can't get over this. I thought it was done and that was the last shot that they was taking at him. But there's new paperwork. We're going to read it. We're going to interpret. We're going to see how we feel. Okay? After that, what are we going to do? We're going to do Nicki. Wow. Her tweets during the Grammys. Her getting into it with Lizzo. Her going crazy after Jay-Z. And some of the things that she said, allegations in his direction, in the midst of all this Epstein file, FBI paperwork that dropped that had Jay-Z's and Pusha T's name in it, allegedly. We even going to touch on that briefly again, but we got to revisit this whole Nicki Minaj, Jay-Z, Epstein, yada, yada, yada. We got to touch on that for a second too. What else do we got? We got Kendrick sweeping the Grammys. We're going to compare who he was up against. I got a post that brings out for every award that he won, his opponents in each category. So we're going to see whether we feel like, oh, he should have lost that. That's iffy. Nah, he swept that for real, for real. And of course, there's somebody with a clip that's going around that's not happy about him winning. So we're going to check that out. And then last but not least, before we get out of here, I'm going to give you guys a full circle update. Okay? That's how we're going to close it out. Is there any news that we are skipping today? Giannis possibly going to Chicago. That's the most recent update I got. Of course, nothing signed and sealed, but it looks like Chicago is pushing heavy out front. That's going to be mega news wherever he ends up. Well, we'll leave that off the stream today. What else? There's been some smaller little Dirk updates, but I think we're going to leave it at what we talked about the last stream or the previous stream, where we brought up Dirk and we talked about the fact that they're now identifying songs, music, and videos that they're bringing into the trial. I really wish I could do a video playing all the songs and all the videos that they're going to be referencing at his trial and break them down, whether we like, come on, he could get past that, he could beat that, that's just rap, or it's just like, this kind of evidence and that's kind of aligned with how the murder really happened. I wish I could, but you know how YouTube is with playing certain music and all that. But I took a look at his docket before I started this stream. And after all those sealed entries that we talked about, there's some new updates, but it's pretty much what we already know. You know, the music and all that type of stuff coming in. So I'll leave that alone for now. We'll double back for some of the next updates because this shit is lighting up again, his docket. All right, let's go. No need to hold up any further. Mickey, you up. So the plague, the 7-day plague. Mickey Factz is rolling out on Aye Verb. If anybody is just now catching up, I'll give you a quick backdrop so you guys are caught up to speed. Mickey Factz, about a week or two ago, started announcing that he was going to be releasing a 7-day diss track series against Aye Verb. He said it was going to be like a psychological therapy session where every track he was going to be breaking Aye Verb down. Based on Mickey Factz' battle ability, what he did, his back and forth with Truffaut, I have high expectations for what the man is going to be coming to the table with. And Aye Verb has so much information out there on him to talk about for any opponent that he has. It shouldn't be tough for artists such as Mickey, but I think he's going to be very, very creative for these next, 6 days, including today. So we're going to listen to this one, live reaction. If I feel the need to play it twice, I won't stop it, and I'll play it the second time, and I'll do all breakdowns of the stuff that he's saying on maybe the second listen. I'll see how it's going. But here we go. Day 2, the plague. This one was called Shutter Island. First of all, Shutter Island is such a classic movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. I think it's easily in his top 10 roles. But the whole Island God thing, is that the tie-in? All right, let's go.
A man who lies to the world is a liar. A man who lies to himself built an island and crowns himself God of it. While I was packing up this funeral, I came to the conclusion that nigga Chaz is delusional, so sad and unusual. Nigga base his whole life track stacking the numeral and how many views you do. Wow, that shit is juvenile. Comparing numbers like an accountant that stare at numbers. I can hear you suffering. Verb don't understand how the internet function. He carves a narrative under the real comparative substance. It's a scary consumption, arrogant sucker with the weirdest assumption that some of us believes his character judgment. There is reluctance, but I'm really disgusted and I fear at this juncture the inside is outwardly starting to appear through the punctures, creating worlds in his mind like Kyle from Inception. It's his job, the deception of a man in front of 200 stands would start calling himself God is deflective. Truth is he moving state to state, horrible tenant. Look, it screams no stability. A voice without a face is a ghost with a host ability. He did an interview, I was close to devoting energy to ask him if he needed some help. The hair under his hat was already visibly not combed, literally, but he's saying he bought a Corvette. That boy stressed, man, what drove him to misery? I didn't even ask him, I just posted about my Benz and how it talked to me. He brung up a fantasy car, awkwardly that nigga was broke, and he's claiming he's marketing. Frank gave him some hope, but why are you still targeting the sponsors? Jared McCoy was funding community. You said some slick shit like a vulture. Foolishly, he's gone. The shit is all over due to you stupidly. ARP gave you the closure and did it ruthlessly. You said Shy Money was gonna sign you. That's a lie. You took a couple meetings. That's it, nigga. You satisfied? Yeah. Trying to blame that on Beasley and Smack is why you moving like a gay crybaby, trying to get pacified. What happened to the boy Chaz? Used to be the man, now we all trash. I thought you started up a podcast and battle rap with regret that you went and hauled ass. You said you in the movie and it had an all-star cast. It came out on Tubi and performed bad, looking like a goofy and it's all sad. Cut his internet off, we just need this broadband. For real. Word. Damn, what happened to the boy Chaz? If we break it,
I didn't mean to pause, but the broadband. Cut his internet off, broadband, use a broad. Oh my God.
All down, tall task. Him and True should just do DoorDash. I saw Polo video post. You got my boy flagged? This shit is a code. He just go up on Twitter to cope with his fraud ass. Truthfully, this nigga's a joke. He make us all laugh. Whether sniffing or sipping the coke, he got a bar tab. Every year you say you're leaving, but you still here. Hitman said you sick. Bro, you in a wheelchair? I wouldn't be surprised. Why you ain't battle serious? You said you had security. I'm wondering. Curious, you said Mills was gonna lose. Now you got me furious. You missed the whole deadline. Talking about mysterious people that never called you. The spaces is Shutter Island. You the island god. I get it now. This brother Wilder, what a talent. Creating a world with nothing around it. Just people listening to you talk. They fucking silent. Mental health is a problem. I'm praying that you get found with nothing but a psychiatrist helping you to get out it. Yeah, be talking down on black women like they whack women. And you came from a black woman. Brother hate himself. That's why I gotta give an ass whipping. If DiCaprio hear this, who asked for the planned foot facts?
He said a lot. I gotta play it back, and this time I'm gonna pause. We're gonna have to pause it a lot. I'm gonna have to address a lot of pieces of this. And I'm gonna tell you some of my knowings towards the pieces that I stop on and react to. By the way, people, so shout out whether it was y'all in the chat and in the comments from the first time we covered this, or somebody dropped a comment with me or a tweet or something showing me that that abrupt stop from the first joint that dropped was 3:14 time, 3 minutes 14 seconds. I noticed that when I pulled this one up too and I loaded up, I said, oh yeah, he did it again. 3:14, abrupt stop. I know what 3:14 is, right? It's soul lifting music for sure. All right, let's do it. Wow. I couldn't nod my head. I couldn't nod to it. Hold on. Live, this is what happens when you live. This is what happens. Hold on. Because I want to do a bar breakdown in a second, but it kind of gives you the vibe. Should I feel bad? Mental health is a real thing, allegedly. Like, should I feel bad? Like the things that he brought up, and a lot of it, people's gonna say is allegedly. Should I feel bad? Fuck no. Fuck with that guy. Had the nerve to say, what about me? Damn. If somebody could drop this much shit on me that was like really allegedly true about me, imagine me in spaces every day. You gotta have a mental issue, allegedly, a mental issue to still parade around with this shit on your jacket. Oh, you thought I was gonna feel bad for real? Like I was really just playing on the vibe of it. Makes you think for the guy. But me personally feel bad for Verb? Fuck no. Based on who he is, how he carries himself, and some of the things he's done to me, fuck no. Why'd I feel bad for him? Fuck no. You know what I'm saying? It's still music, right? Fuck no. I don't give a fuck about Mickey Factz exposing him on beat. I don't want to see nothing bad happen to the guy. I ain't wishing none of that. That's bad karma to do that. But as far as him getting exposed on a hip hop beat, on hip hop, I don't give a fuck. Go ahead, do it. Do it. All right, let's be for real, man. This is. Let's see how long this takes me. Wow.
A man who lies to the world is a liar. A man who lies to himself built an island and crowns himself God of it. While I was packing up this funeral, I came to the conclusion that nigga Chaz is delusional, so sad and unusual. Nigga base his whole life track stacking the numeral and how many views you do. Wow, that shit is juvenile. Compare it.
I done ran up more dollars than followers. That's that little baby line that I was thinking about the other day, right? People, be careful. This doesn't just go to Verb. This goes to anybody. Anybody. Because y'all don't want to take that as somebody's like, oh, you are a god, or you're on cloud nine. In this world, success is not determined by things you don't own, things that don't pay you, things that don't necessarily, that you can't walk around with, things that is let me tell you something. Like when Mayweather talks about I'm the biggest draw, I'm the biggest box office and all this type of stuff, there's dollars that coincide with that. That's why he has the 50, 20, 30, 40 million, whatever dollar mansion and all the cars and all the, his kids is taken care of and his kids are in. I don't care about these headlines going around about Floyd. He might be broke now, whatever. His level of broke, if it was true, you know what it is more money than all of us collectively still. And then times that by something. His kids is set for life. His kids is set for life. That's success. To get around here and talk about Twitter views or anything that I told y'all, Verb finds wins in BS. That's what he does. And now this whole numbers thing that he's doing, whether it's bots, arguments, or whatnot, it's ridiculous, man. Brag to me if you got at least $1 per follower in your bank account. And if you don't, you going ass backwards bragging to somebody like me about some fucking views. That's crazy.
Numbers like an accountant that stare at numbers. I can hear you suffering. Verb don't understand how the internet function. He carves a narrative under the real comparative substance. It's a scary consumption. Arrogant sucker with the weirdest assumption. As some of us believes his character judgment. There is
well, the character judgment is another thing. But here's another thing about the Shutter Island thing that kills me. Remember I told y'all the other day I was listening to some of his space and he was in there talking about, was it a reaction to Mickey saying that he was going to drop or something was going on? And he was in some space and he said some whole thing like, I'm going to be popping up in this room and I'll be over here. So I need y'all to keep y'all heads up. He's talking to people that follow him, I guess. And he was breaking it down in a way as if like he was on the run. I kid you not. I can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up. And y'all think I'll be joking when I say he's living out his Grand Theft Auto dreams or whatever's going on in his mind. Like DiCaprio here is perfect, whether we're talking about the movie Inception or we're talking about Shutter Island. One of the best twists at the end. But the problem is here, we know the ending to the story now. So when we see the next Leonardo come about, we understand the whole thing really is just catering to him, knowing that, man, you fucked up. You fucked up. We watching you walk through this shit and we letting you play this role, but you are messed up, buddy. Wow.
Reluctance, but I'm really disgusted and I fear at this juncture the inside is outwardly starting to appear through the punctures, creating worlds in his mind like Kyle from Inception. It's his job, the deception of a man in front of 200 stands would start calling himself God is deflected. Truth is he moving state to
These 200 people. It's past the point of anybody that's in an Aye Verb space should only be there for one of two reasons. A, if you feel like there's something that you're getting from him, like let's say it's an artist or somebody that's within battle rap or whatever that has a smaller following than him, and they use him for exposure. Other than that, the only reason to be there is pure entertainment, which is totally fine. I watch some of his stuff for pure entertainment too. That Grand Theft Auto stuff I was listening to. What do you think? I was like upset, like, oh, I feel so bad that this guy is really trying to pull this stuff. I'm listening to it and I'm entertained by it. I was just like, why is he talking like he's on the run? Yo, they got their eyes on me right now, so I'm gonna have to hop to this room and then I might pop up in this room. I was like, what room is he in? Charlie Clip style. Like, this is crazy. Like, what? He's insane. But pure entertainment. Now, for the people that are there as if like they look up to him when he calls, or like they actually imagine taking advice from this person, like real life, real world advice from this person. Those are the people I'd never want to interact with them because they have a mind and a mental capacity that would make them actually believe in, listen to, and look up to somebody like that. Then that means you are already, your path is already fucked. You know, if you don't have the mental capacity to be able to identify the Aye Verbs of the world, and not only that, go past that and look at him like a god, the stuff that he talks about, and he's able to feed you that stuff, and you walk out into the world listening to that and believing in that. I don't want to put out anything that sounds like bad karma, but you about to have a tough life. Because you don't, you can't. I might as well just put a video game on for you and just make you feel like everything going on right here is real. Like, I got air to sell you, water to sell you, sand to sell you at the beach, all of that.
state horrible tenant. Look, it screams no stability. A voice without a face is a ghost with a host ability. He did an interview, I was close to devoting energy to ask him if he needed some help. The hair under his hat was already visibly not combed, literally, but he's saying he bought a Corvette. That boy stressed, man. What?
I saw that the other day too, man. Why does Verb do those type of counters? Like, we see what he does with the numbers and the views. Why does he counter with like money? I'll tell you some of the reasons. One reason, no bullshit. One reason really is Hitman. If you know the behind the scenes stuff, if you listen to him stab Hitman in the back, like on the phone, or if you watch the things that he's done and he's portrayed, I think Verb really looks at it like, I was supposed to be where you're at. I've always felt I was better than you. There's a good crop of people that think I beat you. And that's why he brings some of that stuff up. When you hear people talk about you was giving this or silver spoon out or whatever, there's jealousies. And this is 100% accurate, of course, with the whole thing that he went through when I was having him battle Mook, that card, that first situation, and then the next one where it all fumbled up with Gerald. You know what I'm saying? So this is insane. And I think that's literally part of his motivations for continuing to just throw out success, even though it's false. You know, like there was that time where we were talking and he says, he doesn't tell the full thing. He says, ARP showed me that he wasn't he was on some New York shit or whatever because he asked me to borrow some money off of his back end, right? Like when I do business, you get a deposit and you get a back end. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows I make bank on everything I put my name to. Everybody knows that. So you got your deposit. We're not supposed to talk about any money exchanging until you're finished rapping, right? But there are battlers, they'll come to you, maybe, yo, can I hold some off of the back end? I got something going on. Can you help me out? And I've done those favors for a lot of people, humbly speaking. It's all good. But Verb is a guy that didn't come to me like, yo, man, like I got something going on. Or I could use a little something right now. Things are slow for me right now. Comes to me and says his Porsche is broken down right now and he needs money to fix it. Now, instead of me telling him I don't believe him, which I didn't at the time, right? I play wolf in sheep clothes because I'm like, anytime somebody's bringing a lie to me, I play along and already trash the trust. Like, I can't keep it real with you because you're not a real person. So I'm gonna play wolf in sheep clothes and we're gonna do our business. I'm still gonna be cool. I'm gonna do everything that I say as a man, but I know who's in front of me. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, this this fucking Porsche that you can't put back on the road or whatever. I'll give you X amount, but then I'm taking this percentage because I'm going into my own pocket. I got my own life, my own bills, my own things to work on too. Like, I'm not nobody's, I don't want that reputation. Like, oh, just ask ARP if you book a battle. You can go in the middle of the booking during the rollout and just ask for some more money. No, there's going to be a consequence. And I'm going to deter you from coming back to me like that again because you're not my responsibility for business that ain't even in our contract. So I say, look, I'll just make up a number. Let's say $500. Say, if I give you this $500, I'm taking $750 off of your back end. You would expect somebody to say no right there. Nah, you know what? I'm good. I'll figure it out. You know what Verb said? He said, okay. He said, let's do it. He's willing to lose money to get that whatever he had at that moment for his Porsche, and then you sit on M3S3. Shout out to the homies over there. And Hitman could be a topic, and the response is 17 acres. He's got a defense mechanism towards Holla. He does about success. He does. Same thing with this Corvette. Never shows nothing. Never shows nothing. Can't show any of this stuff. His backgrounds, the way he looks. People with money can see money. I don't think there's people with money that look at him and see money. You see problems. Humbly speaking, everybody goes through problems. You see problems. But in the midst of these problems, this guy will still tell you, oh, I just bought a brand new Corvette. I don't even know why Show Off fucking responded to him with that shit. Like Show Off went and said to him, I just bought a condo. And Show Off sent me the paperwork to that. Like, he's really put a video of him house shopping and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like people walking in and out of these cribs, handling their business, trying to make the next step in life. And you get into an online back and forth with Show Off, and here's the Corvette. What we ever gonna see the fucking papers to the titles to anything? Of course you won't. But I don't know why he does. Well, I do know why he does. I don't know why he continues to do it. And most of us, 90% of us understand it's bullshit. He's been that for a very long time. But
drove him to misery. I didn't even ask him. I just posted about my Benz and how it talked to me. He brung up a fantasy car. Awkwardly, that nigga was broke, and he's claiming he's marketing. Frank gave him some hope, but why are you still targeting the sponsors? Jared McCoy was funding.
Before we go to Jared McCoy, let's talk about Frank right there. This is why this track is bad. This track is bad, Mickey. This is bad. Sticking on some of these alleged lies. Did y'all see how he started trying to side up to Frank? Now I get it. A lot of battlers will do that. That money around, smell somebody. Hey, let me play your best friend. Remember, you didn't know these spaces talking about. There's a battle rapper that's on audio talking about Frank, and he got it, and he gave it to him. Frank, I'm sorry for putting this out there publicly, but I spoke to Frank. This audio doesn't exist. Frank never got no audio. I'm sorry, Frank. I apologize. But you got to justify me putting that private shit out because None of us have any business entertaining the guy, including you. And then you empower him to then go parade around. Me and Frank got something going on. We about to start a league. We about to do this, and the idiots and the minions listen to this. What happened to the league that he said he was starting last year or the year before, or when he was going to be a talent scout? There's video of this for URL. The same thing that he brought. I knew people wasn't lying when they exposed him for that. I was like, oh, he brought that to me too. He was on camera saying that he was employed already by URL. He's a talent scout. It was locked in. How about Gerald? Since we're about to go there in a second, all money comes through me now. The shot that you was taking at Holla, right? That Gerald got on three-way calls with us and said, yeah, that's what that was about. He admit to it. He told all of us on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now you think you can side up the Frank is retiring, if not already. He got a couple things he probably want to just sew up, and he done dealing with people like this. Frank is smarter than Frank seems very accessible. He seems like a super fan that just wants to throw money around or whatever. And sometimes sponsors come along like that. But Frank knows who's who. Frank ain't stupid. Frank ain't trying to be your sucker, even though you trying to play him for one. So you parade his name around for a little bit. And that's your next ventures. Where's this league? Everything that Holla got going on, he has like a rendition of it. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's swim fan level.
Community, you said some slick shit like a vulture. Foolishly, he's gone. The shit is all over due to you stupidly. ARP gave you the closure and did it ruthlessly. You said Shy Money was gonna sign you. That's a lie. You took a couple meetings. That's it, nigga. You satisfied? Yeah. Trying to blame that on Beasley and Smack is why you moving like a gay crybaby, trying to get pacified. What happened to the boy Jazz? Used to be the man, now we all trash. I thought you started up a podcast and battle rap with regret that you went and hauled ass. You said you in the movie.
It's another one. I'll chill.
Movie, and it had an all-star cast. It came out on Tubi and performed bad, looking like a goofy, and it's all sad. Cut his internet off. We just need this broadband. For real. Word. Damn, what happened to the boy Jazz? If we break it all down, tall task. Him and True should just do DoorDash. I saw Apollo video post. You got my boy Flag? This shit is a cult. He just go up on Twitter to cope with his fraud ass. Truthfully, this nigga's a joke. He make us all laugh, whether sniffing or sipping the coke.
It's funny that Mickey says you doing this. You going up on Twitter to cope. Allegedly, you do understand that not all drugs are legal or illegal substances. Like, we know that, right? Y'all know that some people get high off of making people mad. Some people get high off of how many women are attracted to them. Attention, right? Like, attention is to me the biggest drug, the most infectious drug in human history, especially in the post-social media era. It's linked to people killing themselves, killing people, clout and attention, altering their bodies, all of that. And I wonder if that Twitter space is, all bullshit aside, filling a void for Verb. I wonder if it is.
You got a bar tab. Every year you say you leaving, but you still here. Hitman said you sick. Bro, you in a wheelchair? I wouldn't be surprised.
You want to talk about retirement? Verb retired. It was like after like the B-Dot battle. There's video and footage and all this stuff around it. If you can't find it, if it was taken down, trust me, I got it somewhere on a drive. But around that, because I know this because I was talking to him. I was trying to talk him out of it, talk him out of retirement. It was around like the B-Dot battle time or whatever. Long story short, there's a lot of battlers that go in and out of retirement announcements, especially when the bookings aren't there. You don't see a lot of people just be in a good place and retire. Like, I'm out, like a Gronkowski, or is Matt Stafford coming back next year? He might win the MVP this year. He might retire though. Jordan, when he left to play baseball, whether that was due to gambling or not, you know. Point being, it's very, very rare that people will leave a good thing or especially where they have a lot of light, you know. But a lot of battle rappers get pushed into, you know, a quiet place within the culture because they're simply not being booked. And their response to that, egotistically, your pride is damaged, and they say, I'm retiring. But when the opportunities come back, they're back. Okay. So, and understand the hustle of it too. Money is money. Like if you try to really legitimately walk away, and it's not about you not getting booked, but you legitimately try to walk away and you go out and you realize like, damn, I don't got no other situations, and you turn right back to battle rap. Like, this is where I make money. This is the only place. Like, and that's what's so sad for, legitimately sad for Verb, is what are your biggest sources of income outside of this God-given talent that you have? You know, yet this God-given talent that you have to rap and put these words together, you torch and just flame the scene. With all these people trying to give you a bag, URL will give you a bag. I'm gonna talk about Full Circle by the time we get here. ARP will give you a bag. Hitman, if you guys remain friends, he'll figure out ways to make money with you. Um, Gerald will still be here as a sponsor, aka one of your closest people that he helped out a lot, right? Frank would be heavily invested in trying to work with you, probably. There's just so much. TBL, I'll be surprised if they work with Verb again. He went on a campaign against their events, talked about bootlegging them, allegedly, wished them harm, wished them bad for their events, talked down on their stuff, threatened to sue Chilla. That's literally the biggest booking league right now. Guess who you can't see? Some of y'all Mount Rushmore on that platform. Why? Why? Just because he can't stop but torching everything around him. He can't help it. You know? It's insane, man. It's insane.
Why you ain't battle serious?
Speaking of I didn't do that on purpose. This was the scene that we was on while I was saying that. I did not do that on purpose.
Serious. You said you had security. I'm wondering.
Let's stop there. I told y'all I was going to do a second listen breakdown if it made me feel like that, right? We're going to take our time with it. Why not? Security. There's two thought processes towards security. Normally, especially in the hip hop world, okay? But actually, let's only speak about the hip hop world. In the hip hop world, you got the people that say, if you got security, you pussy, but they're going to say that because you portray a street or a gangster image. So if you pay hired security to hold you down to protect you, they're going to say you pussy. That has gotten a little bit gray in more recent years because some of the most gangster rappers in the world, you can't catch 50 Cent nowhere without security guards, right? But point being is they finally wisened up and realized how much drama is out there, and these guys are walking around in publicized places and engagements. Yo, like, do the right thing, protect yourself. The mission is make it home, right? But once upon a time in hip hop, you couldn't show up nowhere with security guards. Okay. So you got those people. Then you got the other people, don't portray to be gangsters or street niggas or nothing like that. And they purely are like, oh, yes, the mission is making home, protect myself and those around me. And I have extra money, hire that. Today's, lax around it, as well as the people that don't really care about that or think ignorantly about it. You know what security looks like? Security looks like you got money. It looks like you're an investment. It looks like the bag is being protected. It looks like you can afford these armed guards around you. It looks presidential. It looks mayoral. When we started hearing him talk about security, two reasons. One, he was petrified of Holla. All of a sudden, Holla was trying to be where he was at, get next to him, pull up all of this, and Holla was dead serious. That's when he started. All of a sudden, he was so scared, he started tweeting MTV, tweeting Nick Cannon, doing videos, going Charleston White with a badge on, saying, I'm suing, I'm calling the cops, I'm doing this. He just went all the way. He was petrified. He was petrified. All right. And they started talking about my security. I'm going to be with security. You guys want to hear the truth. I've been working with Aye Verb since my very first card. 2014 New Year order when he battled Adi Boom for a one rounder. Okay. Not only have I worked with the man all the way up until what, like last year when we did the Mickey Factz full circle, or 2020, whichever one, 2024, 2025, right? Not only have I worked with him across a big part of his career, but I've been to a million of his battles that weren't related to RBE. You know how many times I've seen Aye Verb with security? 0 times. You know how many people can say that they seen me with security? They can't count. They can't count. Before I was putting them on camera. Before it was like part of like the foot in the blue room and niggas was big. Before that, back in New York, they tell you at the face, or got these guys tailing ARP and all that. New York, Georgia Music Room, Believe Music Hall, Blue Room, pulling up on other people's engagements. Hell, what's an example that somebody could tell y'all about on a regular that's outside of an event? Post Max Out, was it Max Out 3? I'm thinking about people from battle rap that'll tell you. Oh hell, when we went to it was an after party from one of my events. I forget if it was a Blue Room event. That's where you saw the footage was going around on Hip Hop is Real. Some was on my gram. Cassidy pulled up, Rem pulled up. That's the funny video of Big K sitting there, mad quiet, where everybody's there to have a good time. Henny Man was in the building. All my folks was there. A bunch of battlers from the event was invited. Everybody pulled up. Cal was there, standing on couches, doing his fucking Detroit thing. It was mayhem in there. You know what I'm saying? I had a whole section rented out for our after party. And you know who was in the middle of all of this with us? My security guards. My security guards. There have been nights that wasn't even tied to battle rap events. I went out one night. It was me, my guy Aaron, my man Ty, my man Future. Was Ant with us? Holla was with us. We had a bunch of ladies with us. I rented a Sprinter. We all met at one of my boys' cribs, hopped in the Sprinter, pulled up to the club. You know who was with us? One of my security guards. And that had nothing to do with battle rap. Yo, pull up. Meet us here. We going out tonight. Pay for it. I ain't never see Aye Verb with security ever in my life. Started talking about it for 2 reasons. 1, because he thinks that it's clouded, and 2, because he got petrified to holler. That's the reality. Oh, DM me or tweet me if anybody has ever seen him with security and what event it was. I'm curious. All right. And I'm not saying if he found a friend to come with him. I'm talking about a real detailed, whether it's a off-duty police officer, or on-duty police, or a security guard, something. Send it. I want to know if anybody has ever seen it, because I've seen it 0 times.
Curious, you said Mills was gonna lose. Now you got me furious. You missed the whole deadline. Talking about mysterious people that never called you. The spaces is Shutter Island. You the island god. I get it now. This brother Wilder, what a talent. Creating a world with nothing around it. Just people listening to you talk. They fucking silent. Mental health is a problem. I'm praying that you get found with nothing but a psychiatrist helping you to get out it. They be talking down on black women like they whack women. And you came from a black woman. Brother hate himself. That's why I gotta give an ass whipping. If DiCaprio hear this, who asked for the planned footage?
So Mook did some of that. That's one thing I always gave Mook credit for in his 3rd round versus Aye Verb. That 24 minute round, he went through 3 chapters, and one of them was Aye Verb's relationship, allegedly like with his mother and his hatreds towards women. And then fast forward, I guess he thought he was finding a route to go Kevin Samuels. Every venture that Aye Verb embarks on, it never goes to completion, or he never gets success out of it, with the exception of battle rap. You want to know why? Because within battle rap, he's not in the driver's seat. He's an entity. He's a GOAT, right? But he needs the Gerald, the Frank, the Organic, the Pat, the Smack, the Beasley, the ARP, the Chiller, the Kenny. He needs the drivers to drive him to the front and to help him do something with his talent. Every venture, I haven't seen him show a real, like, from the outside looking in, like, ooh, that's hitting, or that's successful, or that's dope, or that. I haven't seen him drive anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna do a podcast. I'm gonna do a movie career. I'm gonna be the next Kevin Samuels now and start doing content like that. My Porsche, my 17 acres, my Corvette, my security guards, this venture over here. Like I never see him go through with anything ever, 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 ever. But some people are also like that. You got a lot of microwave cookers and they're gonna try something for a month or two. They don't have to drive the consistency, the ambition, or the work ethic to keep going with something for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. They don't have that in them. They're not that type of person, and God forbid you gotta cook that shit over a stove and it takes a while to actually make some money or to build it up, build it from scratch, start a company, be an entrepreneur. It ain't easy. That's why everybody ain't doing it. How they say if it was easy, everybody be doing it. I always identify those people and treat them accordingly, But all in all, Mickey, this track right here, which is only day 2, God knows. Well, I know one track that you got coming up, but God knows what else you got mixed up for the next 5 days, 5 releases. And this right here made me talk for 35 minutes. You peered into his soul. Speaking of Mickey, this is why everyone should stop listening to Aye Verb. Oh, y'all just now having this thought?
Good morning. Okay. It seems that something like this came through my mentions today. So let's just take a listen to see what this brother got to say about it. I haven't been in the spaces in a while, but let's just listen to this.
Because guess what? One thing about J Mills, Mickey Factz, and Cassidy, when you Google who they are, it says battle rapper. That's why they all at home. Mine say God.
Wait. Okay. So when we Google me, okay, let's go to Google. Okay, let's see. Google right here, right? Let's just see. I just want to see if what he says is true. Okay. All right. I don't even see battle here. Okay. Okay. American hip hop artist. All right. Maybe if I scroll down. Maybe if I scroll down. Oh, that's my Wikipedia. Oh, look at all of this. I mean, I don't even see the word battle here. Okay, let's just keep going. Instagram, Twitter. Even my diss songs don't say battle. Wow. Okay. I mean, these are just songs. Spotify, Apple Music, Genius, NYU. These are just latest posts from me. YouTube, discography, vinyl, CDs, people could purchase things, albums. People also search for Grammy, Eminem, Net Worth, Click Clack, Lyrics, Song School, Wraith. Wow. So there's nothing that says battle rapper here. Okay. So let's say he said when we Google you, God pops up. Okay. Let's see. Wow. Well, battle rapper popped up. Age, real name, battle rapper. That was the 4th thing that popped up. Okay. Let's just see. All right. Let's see.
God pops up is crazy.
Oh my God, famous birthday. Where is he from? Best battle rapper.
We got it from him, Mickey. I appreciate you, G. Last but not least, closing out this Mickey new drop that got us really, really peering into this guy's soul. And we're gonna be right back here to do it tomorrow for day 3. Mickey, Jesus, you was a bad. But if you haven't learned by now, if you're out the loop, Verb once again is willing to say anything off of the cuff. And that's also a thing about, like, if you want to play a Pied Piper, which isn't the best depiction because Pied Piper, and then you got people like R. Kelly that took that nickname and having the children follow you. And anyway, if you want to be a Pied Piper, you need to be a talented speaker, right? And you also need to give some type of genuine vibe and a good amount of things that people can believe in, whether they're true or false. You got to give people something to believe in, like, let's say, a president. government. Okay, you got to give people something to actually Pied Piper follow. The thing about Verb, he's not a talented speaker. So in the midst of making his points, he just says anything. He'll tell y'all, or he'll tell Gerald, right? He does it privately and publicly. He'll tell Gerald, Nick Cannon don't even rock with Hitman anymore. Like, what? Hitman gets so frustrated, he'll then do a FaceTime with Nick Cannon. I'm like, yo, you don't even need to do that shit. Like, it's Aye Verb. Like, like, you don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he does. ARP, he did this, or he stole money from me, and they try to do divide and conquer. I'm gonna tell you right now, ARP, it's not your fault. It's Hitman's fault because he posted it. He's the one that put me onto it. All right, let me go be mad at Holler now. Hold on, let me go back. I think I posted that 3 years ago too. Oh yeah, we was sticking up for the battle rap culture because niggas was saying that battle rap ain't no real money there. We was sticking up for the culture. Oh, I posted it too. He just says off the cuff stuff, you know, and that's why I say he's got to be for pure entertainment. He'll say anything and everything to anyone. You know, I wonder if he does this to his closest people as well. Probably, because I think it's like, it's part of his, it's him at this point, you know? It's just, can't turn that off. Anyway, let's move on, people. Let's move on. And shout out to the supers. We're going to get to everything. Definitely to close out. Make sure I ain't miss nothing. But I see y'all in the chat. Y'all saying some horrible stuff about this guy. Some stuff that I can't even bring up on screen. You know, I'm not saying that he don't deserve it, but he's done a lot of foul stuff to a lot of people. You know, so it just is what it is. A lot of good people too. All right, let's go to Max B. They calling him out of his name again. Again, people. I thought we was done. New paperwork reveals Max B snitched on his brother. Max B told the police that his brother shot and killed a man in order to get his sentence reduced. All right. Poetic Flacco isn't the most credible person in the world. I'm not saying that at all. He's juiced up a lot of information and news and whatever, but is moving around big platforms or bigger platforms right now. And he's putting up alleged paperwork. Is this real? Don't know. Got Wingate, Dyer at the top, whatever that is. I told you, I like to see docket entries and dates and all type of stuff that I see on consistent paperwork at the top. That doesn't mean that I know that all courts and stenographers or typed out motions and whatnot appear the same. State to state, court to court, who knows? We focus more so on federal cases via PACER. So I don't know. But question. All right. So when you and Mr. Leadham conspired that Mr. Leadham would go to New Jersey to try to steal money from these men, you had that in your head that one or both of these guys might have a gun. Is that correct? Answer, yes. Is he talking to Pooh Sims allegedly? Or is he talking to Max B allegedly here? When you and Mr. Lee conspired. So he's talking to Max. Okay, allegedly here. I was going to say Max wasn't in the hotel, but the conspiring of it. Okay, yes. And was there a fact conversation between yourself and your brother about your brother also bringing with him a gun in the event of one or both of these intended victims had guns themselves? Did you in fact talk about that? Answer, yes. Question. All right. And was it your understanding that Kelvin was going to have a gun with him when we went over to New Jersey along with Gina Conway, that's his ex-girlfriend, right? The one that just came home recently, to try to steal these men's money? Answer, yes. Question. Now, you also understood, you have explained to me that although there was no plan to shoot either of these men, that if there was a confrontation between armed people, you knew your brother would use that gun if he had to. Is that correct? Yes, that's horrible. So the first one, where he's talking about your brother having a gun or going with a gun knowingly because you would assume that the people in the hotel that you're going to rob might have guns, right? That's bad as per you guys' street code, right? That last paragraph, if this was true, is horrible. Let's be real. If that was true, that's horrible, because what that does is that puts premeditation in play. This whole thing puts premeditated in play. Pretty much, if you wanted me to put it in layman's terms, is bringing a gun to a gunfight purposefully. Duh. That's premeditated. You know, your brother, yes. Like real street guys that abide by, we ain't talking to these, we ain't helping them, we ain't giving them, we ain't talking about nobody other than ourselves. Are really the shitty thing about being in this situation. If you's a whole gangster, you supposed to, when they ask you the question about your brother, you're supposed to say, my brother? What brother? Oh, that brother, the one that came out of my mother's put him? Nah, he ain't had no gun. Nah, there wasn't no gun. As a matter of fact, he ain't even go. What are you talking about? Hold on. Where am I right now? Hold on, my mind hurts. I need something to eat. You see what I'm saying, though? How do y'all play it? What's y'all gonna keep pushing the goalposts all over the place? Because if you're the brother and you read this paperwork, how would you feel? Everybody in the chat, you would be like, God damn. Both of these men, they probably get killed. Is that right? Yeah. Oh, it got worse. Oh my God. Oh my God. And as it turned out, your brother did, in fact, in the course of trying to steal money from David Taylor, use the gun against him. Is that correct? Yes. What supposed to be? I don't know. I wasn't there. Yes, allegedly is being said here. Okay. He shot and he killed him. Is that correct? Yeah. You wasn't even there and you answering yes. And that's your, whatever those dashes mean, that's your understanding of the case, that Mr. Taylor died as the result of a gunshot wound and that it was you weren't there personally. You didn't witness it personally, but do you understand that that was the state's case against your brother, that your brother was the person who pulled the trigger? Is that correct? Yes. This better be fake. This better be fake for Max B's reputation and his career. It better be fake. All right, this one right here. See, I ain't gonna lie. Seeing things posted up, the real Pooh Sims. Seeing things, Pooh Sims is co-defendant, the guy that shot the man in the hotel, and he's serving his time still for the murder. What, he got life? He comes off a little bit like, I don't know, because when he dropped something the first time, it was just like, what was that? Like Thanksgiving? It was bullshit that he put out. You know, and he's been interacting with bloggers and podcasters, I think, for years. Shout out to Doggy Diamonds. I think he reached out to Doggy Diamonds like maybe years ago. You know, I feel like you got to take this guy Pooh Sims with a grain of salt. Not sure if he's hating or if he's like bitter that Max is home. I don't know. But I'm going to say, just like the last joint that we read, if it's real paperwork, okay? Bergen County Prosecutor's Office, all right. 2, Lieutenant Carmen Martino from Detective Mark Bendul, March 5th, 2007. Jesus Christ, 2007, people. That's almost 20 years ago. You think I'm saying that because I'm saying, damn, it's old news? No, that's not what I'm saying. If you did it and it popped up on you, on your ass, you deserve it. I'm saying, wow, 2007, because it's so crazy how go out into the world, move around, act tough, act gangster, talk shit, act street, act like they're holding down street code. 20 years later, some paperwork or some skeleton in your closet can come up. And you were acting gangster the whole time. You was acting anti-snitch the whole time, and there's paperwork on you. You didn't think that shit was going to come to light, did you? Jesus. All right. Homicide investigation of David Taylor, Sharon Barton, a.k.a. Sharon Wingate. There's that Sharon or Sharon. Okay. Date of birth. Oh, Jesus. There's social security numbers in it. Let me scroll past. On Tuesday, September 26, 2006, Lieutenant Carmen Martino directed Sergeant Thomas, whoever that is, last name, of the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office, Major Crime Squad, and me to locate and interview Sharon Barton of 740 East. They got an address. This is the girlfriend that just came home, right? Is that who this is? At approximately 1:30 p.m., Sergeant whatever, and I responded to same address, Bronx, New York. I knocked on the door, It was answered by a black female. I identified myself to her and told her that I would like to speak to her regarding Charlie Wingate, which is Max B. At that time, she informed me that she was Charlie Wingate's mother, Sharon Barton, and invited us into the living room of her apartment. Come on, mom. You gotta, mom don't, mom is a civilian, but mom is somebody. But if you in the streets, you better tell mom the rules because you might be tied to that address shit and whatnot, man. You tell mom, look, if anybody knock on the door, if you for some reason you don't look out the window or use the peephole and identify, oh, I ain't open the door for these guys. Who's these two husky white guys? Even if they're in plain clothes, and that look like detectives or some shit to me. Even if you do open the door, invite them in for what? Invite them in for what? No warrant? I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta get back. I got some food on the oven. Close the door. You know what I'm saying? If they start pulling that foot in the door, kicking the door, barge or whatever, lawsuit, sue the city. All right, no warrant. Anyway, during the interview, they calling it an interview. See what I'm saying? During the interview, Miss Barton informed me that Charlie Wingate, Max B, was one of her 3 children, Michael Wingate, Charlie Wingate, and Sade Wingate. She had Michael with her ex-husband, Wingate, blah, 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 blah. Although Charlie's biological father was Charlie Hudson, she gave Charlie the last name of Wingate. Okay, yeah. And boy, apartment, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Miss Barton informed me of a telephone conversation she had with Charlie's girlfriend, China, on Sunday night, September 24, 2006. During the telephone conversation, she was told by China that earlier that weekend, Charlie Wingate brought his friend Sims, that's the guy that's in jail right now, serving, I think, life, to their apartment. Okay, Charlie told China that Sims had to stay at the apartment because he had done something bad. Oh, sounds like, all right, we getting low after the situation in the hotel. That's what that sounds like. In addition, China told me, Miss Barton, that Sims stayed up all night watching the news, looking to see, oh yeah, that definitely looks like right after shit that went down in a hotel. I'll say this though, people. There's nothing that we just read, and this is put up by Whack 100, who is on Max B's heels, allegedly coming from Pooh Sims, Max's co-defendant. There's nothing I read right here about snitching. You know, what was Wack trying to do? Say call his mother out or something? What it was the caption say? At the real Pooh Sims continues rap paperwork on Max B. Slide left. He has all of a sudden blocked the exposures. So this don't have nothing to do and show me about no ratting. Cause this isn't about Max B. This is about the girl China, his mother getting interviewed. And dude, Pooh Sims allegedly staying at his mother, Max's mother's crib after the situation went down. All right. Yeah. Yo, put it in the chat. Do y'all feel like Max B isn't 100% right? Is he not 100% good? Like, put that in the chat. Or do you feel like, nah, this is all still more of a hoax? People trying to tear him down. Pooh Sims, Whack 100. Or is it nah? It's we keep seeing a bunch of stuff and things don't look clean. Which one do y'all believe? All right, I'm gonna leave it there for now. Better hope that paperwork ain't real. All right, let's move on to Nicki, Epstein, Jay-Z. Lizzo's gonna come up in all of this. Nicki took over Grammys night on Twitter and had a lot to say about Jay-Z. All right, let's read through some of this stuff. Hustle, is this where you got the Chucky shit from, posting Chucky? Did you steal it from Nicki? Is that where you got it from, Miss Hustle? Because I see Nicki uses Chucky a lot. True or false with the Chucky leaning head? What is this? Somebody posted Jay-Z dated Foxy Brown when she was 15 and took her virginity. He was 23. Jay-Z was going out with Aaliyah when she was 15, 16, 17, and he was 26, 27, 28. Jay-Z met Beyonce at 16 and started dating her when she was 18, 19, and he was 30. Jay-Z signed Rihanna at 16, and she said in an interview, I don't know what the rest of that is. Do y'all think that Jay took Rihanna down? Let's move on. This is all allegedly, of course, but Nicki's riding. All right, she put true or false. What a bad, yo. Wow. Anyway, okay. This next one. What in the whatever that was covered? Question marks. Hashtag child predator. Jay-Z. This looks like Diddy off to the left, to be honest, allegedly. But Aaliyah, I don't know how old Aaliyah is supposed to be in this picture, but Jay and Aaliyah. Nicki then puts up, your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of a blood sacrifice to their god. You see, when your master is Satan, you must constantly shed blood. However, jig is up. Y'all want me to stop there for a second? Do y'all? Do y'all want me to get into that? Huh? It's a whole video within itself. And I think we've done some of that coverage. We did the on to the next one and the past alligator. Where do I stand? Let me just go on the fucking record right now. There absolutely, in my opinion, are satanic, cultish, ritual clubs. The last movie that just came out from Leonardo DiCaprio, which is a classic. What is it? Things Keep Getting Worse, or I forget the name of it. That had Tiana Taylor in it, whatever. It's a classic movie. But anyway, there's a depiction of that in there a little bit. That kind of underground side, semi above the government group. How about Sicario? The guy sitting down with like a public official or like the mayor or the president or whoever, right? And he's sending them on a mission to like, right? And he's like, I gotta be kept out of this. And if you get caught, we're gonna classify you as an enemy of the state or enemy of the country. Right? You think this stuff don't happen? You think it's not real? You think it's not true? You don't think military has been sent on these type of missions or whatever? And Donald Trump allegedly stole that shit, going for the oil. Come on, man. But back to the satanic shit. I ain't gonna lie. When I bought my Alex, whatever his name is, I'm going blank. When I bought a DVD set of him back after 9/11, and it had the 9/11 breakdown, it had oh man, I don't want to mess up some of these cataclysmic events. Not Chernobyl, but it was another one that was in a train. I'm tripping right now. I'm going blank on some of this stuff. But anyway, it broke down a lot of these situations. The 9/11 one being tied to our government and everything. I'm watching all this. Then you start getting into the DVDs and the breakdowns of Freemasonry. Then you start getting into the Illuminati stuff. People walking around with their Freemasonry rings. All right, maybe just a brotherhood. You practice good deeds is what earns you into heaven. Then you start learning more about the left side and the right side and checking them more. I was like, whoa, what red? Blue? Whoa, wait, hold on. And then when I saw that DVD of the it was two of them that I was just like, nah, this real. The Bilderberg shit, I 100% believe in that. And the Bohemian Grove. When I got into the Bohemian Grove, I was just like, that satanic occult stuff. It's not even, what's another movie that did it recently? Why did you even get in this movie, LeBron? The House Party remake, which was a trash movie, or the new one that came out a couple years ago. House Party. They did that. Where they was running around and bumped into some satanic ritual thing or whatever. Remember? They did that. People was dying and all imitate reality. And that Bohemian Grove stuff is no different than, like, let's say what people think when they hear the term freak off sometimes. Some people just do it out of their own weird pleasures. You got people out here, they literally can't get their dick hard unless, oh my God, please forgive me for saying this, Lord, but it's the truth. They literally, a dick don't get hard unless it's an underage minor child. As real people in this fucking world. We call them the devil. We think that that's Satan when we see that. Movie Taken, that shit is real. The Wire season 2, that shit is real. People are into shit. They're into bugged out weird shit. And every time we get a new big celebrity or ex-president or new rapper or singer that gets exposed, you want to know why we go like, oh shit, it's such big news to us? It's because we thought that they were regular and normal. R. Kelly, we just thought that you was the king of R&B, the best singer of all time, and this music writer. And yeah, we hear weird things about you. We see that maybe you over-sexualize, but what else do we expect from a performing sex symbol male artist on tour in front of all these women? Okay, cool. He can't read. There's a lot of people in this world that can't read. Yeah, but You start hearing the rumors. It's just rumors. Boom, tape comes out. Oh shit, I don't want to hear nothing. That's that nigga on that fucking camera. Got shorty aunt going to the fucking police. Sparkle. Ass is in jail right now, serving time for it. And to this day, we be like, damn, how about we just went through it last year? Diddy doing what? Niggas on the stand talking about he's in the cut with a mask on and a towel over his head and shit, changing his voice. While Cassie is here with the Punisher or one of these male fucking escorts getting fucked on, nut on Cassie wipe it, get a nut to Diddy, he rub it on his nipples, allegedly. That's what's coming out in trial. Trial, people. Come on, man. People do shit with, I don't even gotta use kids. People do shit with animals. People do shit with whether they sacrifice. Another reference king. I'm on a roll now. Devil's advocate. Sacrificing goats. There's somebody right now in the world sacrificing an animal on some ritualistic shit. Come on, people. Like, it's real. It's real that people really is into wild shit, even if they come off normal. It's like functioning cokeheads. It's like you don't even realize they're on coke. Real shit, man. So that's why I always give the disclaimer. Yeah, Jay-Z is my GOAT, but I don't put nothing past. I don't know the man. I ain't got no alliance to the man. I ain't upholding his name for better. When the news came down last year, I was like, oh, come on, man, beat this. Come on, man. And I'm glad he did. But I don't put shit past these niggas, man. I don't know if Nicki is going a little overboard, but you want to hear the truth? This shit that we just read, I'm about to get back to her tweets right now. This shit that we just read, mutilate and kill them for blood sacrifice to their god or whatever, that shit that we just read, don't doubt that there's people in the world that do that. Apocalypto, it's the world's history. Y'all saw Apocalypto, right? Classic. It's that tweet applies to somebody. I don't know if Jay, but that tweet applies to somebody, y'all. All right. Shit. I'm trying to stay on track now. Bohemian Grove and shit, man. I'm telling you. On to the next one. On to the next one. What is all this shit in this fucking video, Jay? What are you doing? What are y'all doing? Probably scrubbed off of the internet and YouTube now, all them breakdown videos that I remember. Them shits was crazy. Are y'all understanding that these people have been sacrificing children as a way of gaining and maintaining power? If you ever vote Democrat again, you're just as soulless as they are and will perish. Maybe it's time for me to do some story times, since I was trying to not say what I know, yet they continue to attempt bullying. Also, I won't be releasing an album until my contract is renegotiated and until why you gotta do some little promo in the midst of all this shit, Nicki? As far as if you vote Democrat, you will perish. Nicki, let me take a shot at you now. You're like that classic joke of when Dave Chappelle was like, we don't want to listen to certain people for certain things. Stay in your fucking lane. Remember he was like, after 9/11, they was doing telecasts and whatnot, keeping the country up to date in the world, what's going on. We have Ja Rule that we're trying to bring up and give his take on it. It's like, who the fuck want to hear from Ja Rule? Remember that Chappelle joke? Nick, it's the same thing with you for politics. Don't nobody want to hear for no fucking Nicki Minaj or politics that you learned the last 30 days while trying to kiss up to Trump and his administration. I don't want to hear no politics. And this whole thing about if you ever vote Democrat again, you will perish. Let me tell you how I am personally. When you talk politics, which I try to avoid, everybody's different. Y'all want to know how I am? Chris Rock said it. I'm more like that. It's not about picking one thing. If you pick one thing and you lock yourself into that. Hold on. Is there anything else about this? Yeah, she's going there. Any Christian who votes LGBTQ, she's going there. All right, let me take this down for a second. We're going to come back to her. Just think logically for me, people. I didn't know we was gonna have this much fun on this topic, but just think with me for a second. Please, please turn on your logical thinking caps. Anything that locks you in or you lock yourself into without understanding the upcoming details or possible changes or future administrations, when you talk about democracy or you talk about the government and you're like, I'm going with it no matter what, that is occult like ways. Okay. Chris Rock, Truth and Jest, great joke. Some things I'm Republican about, some things I'm Democrat about, some things I'm liberal about, so forth and so on. That's how I am. That's how I am. I've gotten far enough with my experience in watching government and watching the world where I say to myself, if I'm going to allow myself to get in a particular campaign or presidential run, and there have been certain presidential runs where I did not vote. Yes, I don't vote every time. Okay. Well, how much I believe my vote really counts, a whole nother conversation. Okay. Anyway, if I decide to participate in an election and follow some of that elect's policy, I want to hear it out. Am I ever going to believe any of these motherfuckers 100%? No. But I'm going to allow you to sell me on it a little bit. Sell me. Come on. Tell me why I should buy the shirt. To be a salesman, tell me why I should buy the jacket. This is a dope hat, ARP. You should get this one. They'll like it on the podcast. Make me a believer a little bit, even though I know all you motherfuckers is full of shit. Tell me something that sounds good. I'll do that. And if it happened 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, whatever happens to be, wow, this Republican or this left or this right presidential elect or candidate makes a lot of or more sense to me, that's where my vote is going. Once you start saying, no matter what, I'm Republican, no matter what, I'm Democrat, it's the same thing as saying, no matter what, I'm Crip, no matter what, you're choosing a gang, you're choosing a side, and you're not giving yourself any flexibility. So because you're a Crip, the blood that shot up your homie, even though your homie deserved it, you got to go because that you with this group. Your blood brother claims something different than you. Who you with? Oh, shit, I can't drop my flag in front of all you niggas. You get what I'm saying? Left, right, red, blue states. You watch some of these people at these rallies. The extremists. Those are the people that would like be in a spaces with Verb, because they got to be a little bit kooky to just say, you're my leader. And no matter what, I'm with you. If tomorrow you want to raise taxes, lower taxes, go to war, steal oil, whatever, I'm with you because I'm Team Red. Those are those type of people. I don't live like that. Let me see what's in front of me, and then I'm going to make my decision. Is that logical enough? Is that logical enough? Am I tripping? Am I tripping? That has been it's a Republican that put me on. Right. Dangerous as fuck. That's why I like streams like this. Verb, you can't do shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Let's build. Let's have some substance. Anybody could cut on the camera and say, listen to this song. No. That's why we are a diamond in the rough. And I'm looking at the chat. Y'all get it. If you are not trolling, I'm going to ban you. I don't want any of those people over here. All right, let's continue to move on. Let's see if we got to do any more breakdown related to this, because I got another piece or two around this. Damn, this is only topic 2, topic 3. But when we got to build, we got to build. All right, Nicki Minaj, her tweet. Are y'all understanding that these people have been sacrificing children as a way of gaining and maintaining power? If you ever vote Democrat again, you're just as soulless as they are and will perish. Yeah, same thing. But it's a picture. Did she tweet this picture with it? Age 15 on Aaliyah, age 26 on Jay, 1996, and then Jay-Z when he's 27, and Beyonce when he's 16, 97, allegedly. It's one of three things, people. If it were to be true, you got you all out statutory R. Too old, and this person's not old enough based on the state that you live in. Right? You got that. You got scenario 2, which is not cool. And this is one of the reasons why Drake is mad and went to court. It's the grooming. You didn't do anything sexual, but you following the players from the female basketball game, and you know what's shorty from Stranger Game. This is the allegation against Drake, allegedly. You know, you're befriending these people, whatever. You see the star in them, you see the dopeness in them, or the attraction that you have to them, or whatever. And you're there, and you're, you know, the older cool way of drawing somebody younger in is the definition of grooming, like, you know. And then when it's time, it's time. And I guess the third one would be what we all saw in Belly, which is all wrong. I don't know how DMX and Hype Williams got away with that scene, but remember, things was different. It wasn't as sensitive back then when Belly came out. And it's like, oh, he said, because I'm not XYZ age yet, we can't fuck, but I sucked it. It be that where I'm saying somebody that does that type of shit, they're not presenting a friend in a grooming state. They presenting like a future boyfriend. They're leading you in, you know. It's just not as heavy as the all-out girlfriend mode yet. God knows if any of this is true, false, or what one of those three. Who knows? Jay-Z has had these allegations with Aaliyah, Beyonce, and Foxy Brown for a long time. You know? What do you want me to do? What is this? Your favorite artist have? All right, we read that one, Nicki. Imagine if a 30-year-old rapper was out here with a 16-year-old in this day and age. Yep, times have changed, Nicki. You're right there. And how y'all would have his head on a platter. Yes, that's true. This guy was hugging and humping on teens in broad day. Like, next, I'll get on the owner of the shit. Yo, Jay, you gotta cease and desist this girl or something. Sue her, like, or you could be in the wrong and take your ass to court. Once something happens, you could be in the right. Yeah, it's Nicki Minaj. She got a big platform. And now she's all hugged up with the Trump administration. Dude, this is not good. It's not good. She feels that comfortable riding on you on Twitter like this, as powerful as Jay-Z and Rock Nation is. Your lawyers ain't sent no cease and desist yet or nothing? What the fuck? To me, this is the one when you talk about defamation. Nicki and what she does to Jay-Z. What does he feel like? This is just, I gotta hide in plain sight with this one, because the moment I sue her or cease and desist her, is gonna validate everything. But her voice is too big. And Jay-Z, if you start walking into some of these meetings and motherfuckers start going like this to you, like, oh, you here? We forgot you were coming. Oh, that deal. Yeah, we're gonna spin a block on that. We're gonna hold off for now. We're going a different direction. When you start seeing shit and hearing shit like that, boy, it's the same reason he went on 10 with that shit from last year with Diddy. Nigga, I can't be looked at as no child, whatever, from this little girl saying that me and Diddy did something to her. I'm over here trying to build a casino in Manhattan. Boy. All right. We spent a bunch. I didn't know we was gonna walk through this one like this on people, but it is what it is. Nicki Minaj says Lizzo lost 300 pounds just to sell 300 albums. So now she has loose skin and all flopped albums and a weird charge. Sheesh. Oh my God. Fat Lizzo. Okay, that's the tweet, allegedly. We got Lizzo talking about the Epstein files She says some logical things too. I did hear this already. Check it out.
Epstein file shit. I have to. It's really frustrating to me because there are 3 million files, right? 3 million documents in the files, because over the course of however long this man has been doing these crimes, every email, every text message, everything, just in general about this man's life has been put into these files to scan for illegal activities, right? Every text message you sent to somebody. If you stole an apple from Walmart and you were on trial for stealing an apple from Walmart, is every person in your phone an accomplice? Is every person in your phone, is every email you sent to a person or speaking about a person, does that make that person complicit? Does that make that person a bad guy? No, it doesn't. And that's the same thing with the Diddy stuff. I told this Epstein file shit. I have to. It's really.
So there's an example of that just came up, to be real. Lizzo makes a very good point. Very, very good point. And I believe that and side with that unless somebody tells me that's not how the Epstein files are working. Okay. Because if you're now just pulling up all his emails, all his text messages, any digital trace that you have of this man, then anybody that has any cross communication with him then is considered the Epstein files, right? But then people are so, the media exposure and the headlines of this or whatever, that term, the Epstein files, automatically makes people trip out and hear like, oh. So if you say, yo, guess what happened today? Pusha T's in the Epstein files. But what's he in the files for? Somebody that wrote an email saying, yo, we're putting a party together. The guest list may or may not include Pharrell, Jay-Z, Malice, Pusha T. And then because that email exists, Pusha T's name is now associated with the Epstein files. You see what I'm saying? Maybe I shouldn't have used party as an example because people's already thinking that the parties was crazy. But you get my point. All right, who's showing up to the car auction? All right, Pusha T. He's in the. That's the point I'm making. So Lizzo, very, very logical take there. And if that's how the Epstein files work, yeah, we got to keep that in mind, people. Don't just trip when somebody's name pops up. But if your name pops up and then we read some shit like we read, what was it, yesterday, the day before, Jay-Z, where they're actually walking through a scenario saying you woke up in a room and you were abducted and Jay-Z was there, whatever. Nah, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. That's crazy. So, all right. And when I said, last but not least, we're going to move on, that there's an example of that, it just happened to Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson speaks out after his name appears in the Epstein files. Never talked nor never met the man. All right. So this was allegedly about a airplane purchase or something like that. Breaking. Giants Pro Bowl quarterback Russell Wilson, aka Ciara's baby daddy, right? Wilson allegedly in 2019 was trying to buy Jeffrey Epstein's private jet. Wilson wanted to hide his jet deal so that it would not affect his extension talks with Seahawks. He signed a $140 million deal. Now, before I go to his response, if that's true, I wouldn't care. That's him trying to work the system. Don't hide your money. Don't need it, especially if you're in the middle of negotiations with the Seahawks or whoever. I don't need y'all all in my business. People, I'll tell you right now, if you drive a better car than your boss and you got to pull up to the office, try to drive a different car if you have one, or park in a spot where hopefully nobody can see you getting in and out the car. Same shit. Like, you don't show the person that's going to negotiate with you or cut your check that you balling out of control. I'm negotiating with the Seahawks. I'm not trying to show them I just bought a fucking private jet with their bread. Like, even though it's none of their business, I'm just saying that's the way to move with check cutters. Okay. So I wouldn't give a fuck about that. But anyway, he replies, nope, absolutely not. Not today, Satan. Not today, Satan. Some random plane broker tried to sell me a plane. I had no idea who's playing it. Russ, you're overdoing it as if it's a bad thing if somebody tried to sell you a plane and if it happened to belong to Epstein or not. If it happened to belong to him, who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? You want to hear something way worse? There's somebody in the world right now that bought OJ's white truck off of eBay or some shit, right? Bought Tupac's BM and Suge's BM shot a BMW off of out of an auction or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy to me. People that want that type of stuff, but it's not like the accusations or the files gonna say Russell Wilson knew that this is the plane, like given the Pac example that I just gave. This is the plane that they used to traffic minors with. So he copped it. He tried to cop it. If that's what the reports were, then yeah, come out and say, I didn't know nothing about nothing, some broken. But somebody just say you try to buy a plane that happened to belong to that fucking guy. Don't over defend yourself. Like, ain't nobody coming at no Russell Wilson for that shit, man. All right. I got two more full circle updates and Kendrick. Quick Kendrick. Shortest topic of the day, I promise. I'm getting hungry like the rest of y'all, right? Some of y'all probably like, sit your ass there and podcast for another 2 hours. The rest of y'all was like, hurry up and finish so I don't miss nothing. Which one in the chat are you? All right, anyway. Wow. He swept it. Kendrick Lamar wins in every rap category at the 2026 Grammy Awards. I don't know what else to do other than to say congratulations. What do you want me to say? Right? No? Y'all mad? Anybody mad? All right. Kendrick Lamar has officially won in every rap category. He is now the most awarded rapper in Grammys history. They was keeping track if he was going to pass Jay-Z and Kanye, right? So I guess by the time he received the last award that he received, that was it that put him over the hump. Best rap song. Who was he up against? Glorilla for TGIF. Is TGIF the one with Cardi B? Is it that one? That's not it, is it? Doechii and Anxiety, Clips and John Legend, and Voices of Fire, The Birds Don't Sing. Ooh. Tyler, the Creator. Yeah. With Lefty Gunplay, and I saw him doing some congratulations speeches and whatnot. That weird guy, Lefty Gunplay. But TV Off. TV Off is like, it plays in Super Bowl commercials and shit, man. You might consider it bigger. It got TV Off got big. It got worldly too. It did. I'm not trying to say that the reach of the song should deem you the winner, but I'm not mad at him beating this list. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Best rap album. Glorilla's Glorious, which is a good album. I listened to it. I did listen to it. Jid didn't listen to it. God does not like ugly. Clips, Let God Sort Him Out. That's who I thought he was going to compete with. And I didn't listen to Tyler, the Creator's album. I thought he was going to compete only with Let God Sort Him Out. And I don't have a winner for me personally. I don't want to force myself to choose. I don't. Both incredible classic albums. I will say this, though. On first listen, I thought that Clips album was a classic. I didn't feel that Kendrick's album on first listen was a classic. It grew in that direction, maybe because there was some of the rewind and find there's more to find factor, and certain tracks gave me more than I did on. And then Kendrick, the way he writes, I don't know. I was sold one listen with Clips. I don't know. I do think that they are competable / comparable as far as impact and how good they are projects, though. So I don't want to force myself. All right, best melodic rap performance. You got Drake and Party Next Door, Somebody Loves Me. Okay. Friday and Meek Mill, Proud of Me. Okay. Jid and Ty Dolla $ign. What is that one again? Wholeheartedly. Damn, the melody of that isn't playing in my mind for some reason. Terrence Martin, Kenyon Dixon, and Rhapsody. That one I'm going to blank on too. But I know how big Kendrick and SZA's Luther is. That was charting and everything too. Y'all should have seen. If you didn't go, the way that rang off on their tour, I went to their tour. Their show was incredible. When they played that song, I look around the stadium like, Jesus. I could see the win here too. I can. There's competition here, but I could see the win. All right, best rap performance. Cardi B, Outside. Ooh. Doechii, Anxiety. Chains and Whips again. Oh, wait, hold on. Best performance. He lost. Clips won it? So why are people telling me that he swept every category? Why is there X over TV Off? Y'all got me confused there. Let's say hypothetically I'm going by this picture and the Clips won that. I'm not mad. But okay. All right, let's keep going. Hey, close it out like that. I saw some little clips too that was funny. Wow, damn, Drake is, you can't talk about accolades like the man don't have the record for Grammys. Trevor Noah jokes about Kendrick Lamar and the Drake beef at the Grammys while standing next to Kendrick Lamar. This is just sinister.
Welcome back to the most nominated artist of the year, Mr. Kendrick Lamar, everybody. That's right. 9 nominations this year. Congratulations. And that is all I'm going to say. Congratulations. I actually thought about writing a few jokes, roasting you, but then I remembered what you can do to light-skinned dudes from other countries. Yeah, me and my delegation are still recovering from the pain. So also welcome back.
It's not that it's the funniest joke in the world. It's just the platform that he's doing that on this big Grammys moment. You know, people were saying jokes last year at award shows, and they still are. The biggest loss in rap history. Drake and Kendrick Lamar. It keeps finding ways to haunt and show other successes that just continue to roll. It's wow. It'll never happen. We'll never see it in our lifetime again. Something like that. We won't. Last but not least, what was this one? Oh, this was Academics. Academics calls the Grammys the Kendrick Lamar Award Show. The Grammys to me is devalued. Let's see what he's saying.
The Grammys to me is devalued. I just don't see. It's the Kendrick Lamar Award Show now. It's the Kendrick Lamar Award Show. Just give him every award. And it's not about him winning. It's that we're not seeing not only peers, but seeing the people that we believe are competitors. So essentially, it's this woke award show that's just meant to reward and keep patting Kung Fu Kenny on the back.
Kung Fu Kenny.
These are empty awards, chat. Now, granted, it has a long story history. People are not going to diminish it. They're going to say, well, hey, listen, Jay-Z has all the Grammys and Kendrick just passed him. So we got to give credit where it's due. But things do become antiquated at a certain point. Award shows, if there is no more MTV awards, there is no more Source Awards, there's no more VH1 awards.
All right. Okay. All right. I've done enough takes today. I would chase down this one right here, but I'll say simply, Ak is smart enough to present some very logical takes on anything that he covers, including the Grammys and why Kendrick swept the rap categories. Cool. I'm getting tired. I just don't feel like overdoing my take towards Academics, knowing how biased he is towards Kendrick and for Drake. Despite his mistreatment from Drake, like he's a little son, right? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I definitely feel like some of those categories could have gone to other people, but it is still Kendrick's time, and it's not something that is just so outlandish to me. That's really what matters the most to me. If it's like you put the Blueprint, Jay-Z Blueprint up against Cannabis's first album, and you say Cannabis's first album is better, then I say y'all on some bull. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we acting like I'm not some super, hey, let's all push Kendrick to the top and keep him there forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got no more personal stake in it like that. Like, I could care less. But when I look at the categories, which I like, I'm not mad that he won those. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. All right, let's quick news update on this before we get up out of here, y'all. So the Full Circles. Speaking of Full Circle, speaking of Mickey Factz, if y'all haven't seen Mickey Factz versus Aye Verb Full Circle, go check it out. Okay, it's on the RBE channel. It's on this channel right here. Go check it out. Great performance from both of them, right? But Mickey's last battle rap performance. Okay. When it comes to the Full Circles, I'll let y'all know the first little piece of information. They're going down next month. Okay, March. ARP is in the mix of giving y'all some battle content. Okay. Now, people, anybody that's watching this from the battle standpoint, because when I talk about battles on RBE on this podcast, the moment I get off stream, I get a bunch of text messages from battle rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what's up? What you got? You got something going on? And I love y'all for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that I could tap in with y'all and y'all could tap in with me, and I'd be honored to book so many of my peers and my fellow battle rap brethren because I'm a fan of so many of them. If you still got my number or you still can text me and I text you back, I'm a fan of you and I fuck with you. Okay. So, but I'm only saying that to say, even though it's in March, if you haven't heard from me yet, and we may have had some correspondence, please don't think that you left out. I'm not done yet. I'm not done that. But I did enough to make sure that I'm ready to go and my date is solid. And a reminder, I got to stop calling them full circle because I don't know if everyone will be full circle. Avocado was on the mission. He's locked in. And he is going to remain in a creative freedom space with me. All right. There'll be times where maybe I'll hit him up and I say, no, for this particular match, it gotta be full circle. And then he can still do whatever the fuck he wants with that because he's creative. But if it ain't full circle, I don't care what he does. I don't care if he wants to shoot it from top down, bottom. I don't care if he wants to shoot it black and white. I don't care if he wants to put fire barrels in the back, or if he wants to do it in the alleyway underneath a bridge, an abandoned school building. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Well, I know it's not going to be that for the location because I know where we're doing these. But as far as the way he shoots, I want Avocado, who is somebody that has to have the league's business be put in the front because he's walking into a venue and everybody's selling a pay-per-view and delivering a product. So he's going to put his magic, but creatively, his hands is tied. This is me saying, whatever you want to do, whatever you come, as long as we can watch the two battlers rap at each other, I'm going to upload it. So Avo, if you're watching, I'm not trying to put pressure on you like, damn, ARP. Like, but that's what I've said that for like the last year and a half. And I want to give Avocado creative space to have fun, to have fun and do things that maybe haven't even been done before in battle rap. Okay. So they're going down next month. The battles that are locked in, fire. There's 2 more battles that I'm aiming for, and I got to get on the phone sometime this week when I get a chance. If I can get those done, fire. Actually, one of them came to me from somebody telling me, yo, this person reached out and they want to get some work in. And I'm going to give that person a shot. You know what I'm saying? A shot to, get in the mix of all this and get some rounds off. And I'll detail that more about that later, but I still got to get that situated. That came to me via a blogger, and I'll tell you exactly who and how and why when we let y'all know the matchup. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I can tell y'all that there's a battler on this card that has a 2-battle deal with me. So you members, and as well as the rest of the YouTube streets, you guys are going to get another joint that I'll put together fairly quickly after this one in March. All right. And there's a battler that I spoke to that is not in any 2-battle deal or nothing like that. And he's not on this upcoming March one, but he's more than like 98% on when I do the follow-up one. And that's a debut. That's a first time, never been on RBE before. And that is somebody I've wanted to work with on RBE for quite some fucking time. And he's one of the best in the game. All right. So not only is this March one going down, but I already got contracts that's pushing me to do a follow-up to it as well. So we're going to have some fun. I will speak to the battlers and see if everybody wants the same thing that I've done like the last 2 times out for the previous 2 full circles, which is where I put up like 50 free tickets on Eventbrite only to let some people that's in that local town or whatever pull up to add a little bit more crowd ambiance. If the battlers wants a little bit of crowd reaction and ambiance to the footage or to the audio, I'll put like 50 free tickets up. You know what I'm saying? So I'll talk to the battlers if they want to do that. Outside of that, there'll probably be a couple VIPs in the building. You know what I'm saying? People that, cool. Other battlers that might be local to the event that might want to pull up. Speaking of local to the event, this one will not be in LA. I don't need to say where it is right now because it's not open to the public. Y'all will find out later on. No big deal, but it's not going to still be a publicly promoted event. It's not an event, period. Right? You know how the full circle system runs for me. It's straight YouTube only situation, and that's what I'm standing on. That's my retirement. That's me still engaging, having fun, getting some dope content up there for RBE, for myself, and for the fans. I mean, so we got some fun on the way with that. That's my update. Stay tuned. Sooner or later, I'll hit Avo up when I'm done booking all the matchups and say, hey, man, throw me a little trailer together, homie. And I'll probably do it like that. I'll probably like debut the trailer with y'all or something like that, okay? But that's the full circle or RBE matchups update. Real quick, just to make sure. I know I put some of these up on screen, but I didn't read them out loud. Marquise is here. Appreciate the super. Says Mickey's track gave the Stockholm syndrome for Verb. F being a liar and a gaslighter. Verb turned into a little boy. Damn, it's over permanently. It's sad. This is only day 2 of day 7. I know Mickey's stuff is already bad enough for him, you know, but it's just the way he's just what he turned into is sad. It's sad, you know, what the man turned into in front of all of us as fans of him, you know, one of the GOATs. But you think everybody's going to just be a regular, cool, righteous person their entire career in front of the fans' faces? No, we see a lot of people just start going left and being bugged out in the industry. What makes battle rappers any different? There's going to be a couple people that's going to just start being bugged out or, hey, just happened to be Verb. But Don Bean says, peace, ARP. This is surgical. That Mickey Factz track was bad. I couldn't even nod my head. He was just talking. Miles R&B here. Appreciate the super. Says, not gonna lie, he might in Inception a dream within a dream. He might be in Inception a dream within a dream within a dream. Hopefully, the plague makes the stop or the top stop spinning. That ending to that movie is absolutely classic. It's Inception is a classic movie to me too. By the way, I love that movie. I love the concept of it. But we literally have to consider that like he's built a reality in his mind. It's possible. It's possible he's built a whole separate reality. I'm not even trying to joke or be funny. It's possible. It really is. All right. Poppy Cashmore is here. Our member. Thank you for the super, homie. Says, man, when did that album come out? Clips. This was last year, man. Where you at? It's a classic, man. If you ain't hit, go check it out. It's part of the reason why everybody was saying the old geezers is running the year. All the older artists was the ones that put out all the best music last year. Malice is over 50 years old, I believe. They say. You know, that was, to me, gonna remain in contention for album of the year, the Clips album. If you haven't heard it, you got to catch up with that one ASAP. It's absolutely a classic album. But, all right, time for me to go get something to eat. Fun stream, fun day. I'll get some of this stuff clipped up. And probably like around 9 o'clock, I'm going to drop a members only video. It's probably going to be a reaction video. So y'all stay tuned. Keep on the lookout for that. But other than that, we'll be back tomorrow, y'all. We out. Oh, and day 3, Mickey Factz will be tomorrow too. Oh, sorry, it's true.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry It's True podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
Without, I think still got a gun.